Now, part 4 of chemical kinetics, that is a complex reactions. So, only few reactions are straightforward reactions, and they are of first order, second order, and third order reactions. But so many reactions are complex reactions. They are not a straightforward reaction. So before doing the final product, they use the series of reaction steps. In which the the determination of a rate constant mathematically is very difficult for these reactions. And these complex reactions are different types. Different types of complex reactions are obtained, and these are, first one is the reverse or opposing reactions. Reverse or opposing. And second kinds of complex reactions are computing or parallel or side reactions. Computing, so also called as a parallel, or these are also called as a side reactions. And third type of reactions are conjugative reactions. Conjugative reactions. So, complex reactions are classified into three reactions: reverse or opposing reactions, computing or parallel or side reactions, and lastly the conjugative reactions. And now I will explain one by one. So first I will explain the reverse or opposing reactions. So in the reverse or opposing reactions, the reactions after giving product, the product may also give rise to reactant. So generally I can write this reverse or opposing reactions. For example, for these reactions are, that is acid hydrolysis of ethyl acetate, CS3 COO C2H5. Ethyl acetate on hydrolysis in presence of acid, sulfuric acid or HCl or any acid. You can give acetic acid plus ethyl alcohol C2H5OH, and here I can say the Kf is the rate constant for the forward reaction, and Kb is the rate constant for the backward reaction. That is, rate constant of forward reaction is Kf, rate constant for backward reaction is Kf. That is it. So it is usually written by reversible arrow mark. So the reactants gives rise to product, and product also gives rise to reactant. Such reactions are called as a reverse or opposing reaction. In these reactions, there is a equilibrium between products and the reactant. That means there is no going to change in the concentration of the reactant, or there is no going to change in the concentration of the product. But reaction is in dynamic. Reaction is going on. When the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction, there is no change in the concentration of the reactants or the product. Such reactions are called reverse or opposing reactions. Other examples for such reactions are PCl5, it decomposes into PCl3 plus Cl2, and 2NS3 decomposition of ammonia into N2 plus 3H2, and also decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide. So we can come across many more number of reactions. I can give only 2 or 3 reactions. 2N2O4 gives us to 4NO2 plus 4. So these are some examples of reverse or opposing reactions. And next reactions is the competing or parallel or side reactions. Second reaction, competing or parallel, or I can also write a side reactions. Competing or parallel reactions. So here, computing or parallel reactions, in general, a reactant A uses to one or more number of the product. So when it uses to B, another uses to C with rate constant K1, with rate constant K2. If the reactants use more than one or two products, more than one or two products. In general, A uses to product B and C with rate constant K1, B with rate constant K2, C. Then such reactions are called as a competing or parallel reaction or side reaction. Even they are also called as a side reaction. So we can control depending upon the formality or depending upon the what the compound we want. We can change the conditions. If you want to be more component, you can change the conditions in that A is converted only to B, only partially is converted to C. If I want more yield of product C, we can change the conditions in which A is converted to C more percentage than the B. By changing the conditions of the reaction, we can get the required product by changing the conditions. For this condition, it is different. For this getting C, it is a different. Such reactions are called as a competing or parallel reaction. You get the reactant use more than one or two products. Instead of one main product, you can get other two products, minor products is formed. Such reactions are called as a competing, parallel or a side reactions. And example for that reactions are, take out many examples. Example 1, that is the reaction of ethyl alcohol at different conditions gives different products. For example, C2H5OH is an ethyl alcohol. When it is heated to above temperature, that is a 430 Kelvin, and in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, you can get ethylene CH2 double bond CH2 or C2H4 you can write plus water. If you use these conditions, you can get the main product is the ethylene, and same is C2H5OH. when vapors of this is passed over heated copper at 250 degrees centigrade. 250 degrees centigrade with rate constant K2. So you can say it is for K1 with rate constant K2. It will give acetaldehyde CS3CHO. So acetaldehyde plus an H2. That is a dehydrogenation takes place when vapors of ethyl alcohol pass over heated copper at 250 degrees centigrade. We now give acetaldehyde CS3CHO. CH is aldehyde group. Acetaldehyde contain 2 carbon atom. So it is an acetaldehyde or ethanol. NaL, not OL. OL means alcohol. It's ethanol. CS3CHO plus H. Here it is an ethylene. And with the same ethyl alcohol, we can use excess of ethyl alcohol when it is treated with a concentrated sulfuric acid. Dehydration occurs. Dehydration means removal of water molecule to give ether. The product is an ether C2H5O C2H5. Diethyl ether, or simply it is called ether C2H5O C2H5 plus H2O. Dehydration means removal of water. So when you can take excess of ethyl alcohol when treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, so you can get diethyl ether C2H5O C2H5 plus the H2O. So by seeing this example, at the different conditions you are obtained a different product. If you want ethylene, these are all the minor product. This is the major product. If you want this condition, if you want ethyl acetaldehyde, so you can make use of this condition. Then this is the major product. These two are the minor product. So such reactions are called as that is a computing parallel reactions. So another example, second example for this computing parallel reactions is one example, that is ethyl alcohol at different conditions give different products. Second example for this type is that is chlorination of toluene at different conditions gives different products. That means second example is C6H5CS3. So toluene. Toluene, when treated with chlorine gas, when treated with chlorine gas at high temperature conditions, in presence of light, high temperature, in presence of light, and in the absence of catalyst. In the absence of catalyst. So you can occur the reaction at the side chain, that is CH3 group. You can get a benzene chloride C6H5CH2Cl. Benzene chloride. Benzene chloride plus H2O. Plus H2O. This is the conditions is like this. Same toluene C6H5CS3, when it again undergo chlorination and it change the condition. If the conditions are changed, you can get different product. So it is at low temperature. In absence of light, and in presence of halogen catalyst like FeCl3 or iodine, etc. FeCl3 catalyst. So we can get the electrophilic substitution of a toluene. We can get orthochlorotoluene. So it is C6H5CS3 and one of the chlorine is orthochlorotoluene plus HCl. This is orthochlorotoluene. To change the conditions, if you want this condition, you can make use of this one. It is a major product and it is, so you can get different conditions. There are side reactions or computing reactions or parallel reactions. So parallel to this, you can get this product, and if you make use of conditions, this is the most preferable product other than this. If you making use of these conditions, this is the main, benzyl chloride is the main product. This is the second example for a completely parallel reactions. In organic chemistry, such reactions are very, very large. You can quote any number of examples. Next, last example is the third example. That is conversion of D-glucose with aldehyde form into alpha D-glucose and beta D-glucose. So third example is the D-glucose in the aldehyde form. The aldose form is converted into alpha D-glucose with rate constant K1 and beta D-glucose with rate constant K2. So interconversion of D-glucose into alpha and beta D-glucose are different conditions. This is the third example for computing and parallel reactions. So the kinetics of these reactions are useful in which product will predominate, and it will also suggest the conditions which will control the formation of the product. What are the conditions not to obtain desired product we must acquire? So with the help of kinetics of these parallel reactions, we can able to understand what are the conditions, what are the preferable conditions for getting the desired product instead of a side reaction, instead of another reaction which is obtained parallel to this reaction. And next type of reaction is a conjugative reactions. Conjugative reactions. So these reactions are especially common in organic chemistry, that is especially in the polymerization and depolymerization processes. Polymerization and depolymerization process, these conjugative reactions are very much common. Here the reactions are usually taking place. It gives in addition to the main product, it also gives other the minor products. In addition to the major product, you can give a minor product, and we are giving the minor product, so the determination of rate constant for such reactions is very, very difficult. It will come across all the rate of formation of the major product and rate of formation of the minor product, and you can solve not to get a single rate constant of the reaction. You can solve for all these reactions, the kinetics of all these steps. So it is very, very tedious and very, very difficult. In such cases, what we have to do is that we can take the series of reactions And the reactions, we are studying the kinetics of only those reactions in which the reaction is a very slow one. It is not fast, it is not too slow. So it is a moderate. The slow step is a rate determinant step. For only slow steps we can calculate the rate of a chemical reaction, or we can explain the mechanism of that chemical reaction. Such reactions are called as a conjugative or a conjugative reactions. The examples of these reactions are take place so different steps. First one is the example. First one is the reaction between H2O2 and HI is in aqueous solution, taking place during the following steps. The reaction between H2O2 and I2 HI, hydrogen iodide, in aqueous solution. As follows. That means it is written as single step reaction is H2O2 plus HI. In aqueous solution means it is H3O plus I minus. HI plus H2O gives us H3O plus I minus, gives us to the product is a 4 molecules of water plus 1 molecule of iodine. This is the main. So in aqueous solution, this hydrogen iodide is called hydronium ion and iodide ion. Both are colorless, but here it is a violet color, iodine. Next is the mechanism of this reaction. The mechanism of this reaction is concluded by the following steps. Mechanism. The mechanism taking place in conjugate reaction, it is more than one or two steps reactions. So mechanism of this reaction is that first H2O2 react with an I minus in the aqueous solution of hydrogen iodide to give H2O plus IO minus, and it is a slow steps. And slow step is the rate determinant step. The kinetics of this reaction is studied only by means of this step, which is a slow step, and it is also called as a rate determinant step. And next step is IO minus react with H3O plus proton, so hydronium ion, gives rise to HIO plus H2O, and this step is a very fast step. You now study the kinetics of this reaction. And last step is another step, is a 3-step reaction. Last step is the first step, second step, and the third step is HIO plus S3O plus hydronium ion plus I minus gives rise to 2H2O plus I2. So this is the first step. So the conversion of the reaction between hydrogen peroxide and hydrogen iodide is a 3-step mechanism. The first mechanism is a slow step, second is the fastest step, and third, in order to give iodine, the last final product is the water and iodine is the fast step. So the kinetics of this reaction can be studied only rate determinant step, which is a slow step. This is one example for conjugative reaction. And second example is second example for this conjugative reaction is the reaction between NO2 and F2. NO2 and F2. That is 2NO2 plus F2. So just like addition type of reaction, 2NO2 here. 2NO2. That is a F. The reaction is found to be of a second order. So by doing experiment, it is called it is a second order reaction. And the following step mechanism are taking place. The mechanism of this reaction. The two steps. First NO2 plus F2 gives us to NOTF plus F. So it is a slow step. It is a slow step. In the second step, the first step, in the second step, this NOTF react with the atomic F gives rise to NO2 F2. And this is the first step. The first step. So first step is the rate determinant step, which is the slow step for this reaction. And next third example is the decomposition of acetaldehyde. So this decomposition of acetaldehyde gives so many intermediates, short-lived intermediates. The mechanism of this short-lived intermediate formation can be studied by making use of what we have called the steady state approximation, which you are come across in the Lindemann's theory, Lindemann's hypothesis. According to him, whenever there is a reaction, a series of short-lived intermediates occurs, the rate of formation of the short-lived intermediates is equal to rate of disappearance of short-lived intermediate and is in turn equal to 0. That is in accordance with the steady state approximation. So similarly, the third example is the decomposition of acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. This will take place the following steps. The first step, CS3CHO. So free radical dissociation or a free radical decomposition. With the rate constant K1, so you can write as CS3 dot free radical plus CHO free radical. So now what are free radicals? It's a short-lived, highly energetic species. They occur as an intermediate in several organic reactions. That is chain reactions usually. CH3CHO plus CS3 dot with rate constant K2. This is to CH4 plus CS3C. Methane plus CS3 CO dot. It's also irradical. And in the third step, CS3CO is free radical with rate constant K3. It gives CF3 dot plus CO dot. CS3 dot plus carbon monomer. In the fourth step, CF3 dot react with another CF3 dot to give propane, that's ethane, C2H6, ethane. So the rate of these reactions can be calculated as usual I told you according to the steady state approximation. The rate of these reactions, these are free radical mechanism. The rate of these free radical reaction can be studied by making use of a steady state approximation principle. That is, steady state means the rate of formation, rate of this reaction dx by dt is equal to K1 into concentration of this one, and that is equal to 0, and the rate of formation of this intermediate K2 into concentration of these two, and this is equal to 0. By summing of these, you can calculate the rate of a reaction. This is the third example for a conjugative reactions. And the fourth example is the electrophilic substitution of benzene ring. You can know electrophilic substitution reaction, that is a formation of electrophile. So that is taking place in 2 or 3 steps. First, formation of electrophile, positive charge species. Then addition of this electrophile to the benzene nucleus, and it is resonance stabilized. And next, the removal of the proton from the most active carbonium, benzene carbonium ion, to give final electrophilic substituted product. That is, all these are comes under a conjugated reaction. You can take any electrophilic substitution, mechanism of electrophilic substitution of benzene ring or toluene or any benzene. Electrophilic substitution of benzene ring involves the example for conjugative reactions. You can come across so many examples. Not only chlorination, bromination, hydrogenation, alkylation, Friedel-Crafts reaction. All these comes under a conjugative reactions, in which these reactions takes place more than 2 or 3 steps reactions, and the rate determining step is the flow steps, which is the you can calculate the rate constant of that reaction. So you can count 1 or 2 examples in the examination. What are conjugative reactions? You can write statement and give examples. You can go to one of the examples. Okay, in the notes given 2 to 5 examples. Here I will give only 3 examples. This is enough for the point of examination. If you go through any number of examples, organic chemistry can come across such a mechanism that is innumerable type of example. You can quote any examples. So that belongs to the conjugative reaction or type of conjugative reaction. And this completes the chemical kinetics for a second sem BSc students. That is.